This video will analyze one of my favorite scenes from the Western-themed TV show, That Dirty Black Bag. I will first give a brief description of each of the characters portrayed. Next, I will highlight a few key moments within the scene that make it memorable and impactful. Finally, the entire scene will be played, so you may piece the narrative together yourself and see why I rank this among my favorite scenes of all time.
Our first group of characters are the teenage version of the show's protagonist, Red Bill, and his nameless love interest. Red Bill displays a strong obligation to protect her and her mother, with whom he currently resides. He is brash and cocky, yet often his youthful naivete shows through. He has expressed his objection to hiring Anderson, or anyone else for that matter, on numerous occasions. The next character in this scene is our antagonist, a nameless thug whose creepy dialogue and body language immediately create an air of tension and hostility. He sees the aforementioned teens as easy targets, ripe for the picking. This intruder is accompanied by 4 other men, positioned a few yards behind him and serving as our antagonist's silent muscle. Without speaking a word, it's still obvious based on their unpleasant demeanor that they share our assailants' terrifying intentions. Stoically watching on from behind their leader, these 4 men eagerly await their commands, ready to spring into action and rain nightmare fuel upon this family's homestead at any second. Finally, entering the scene fashionably late is Anderson, who happens to be the true focal point of the overarching narrative. Anderson is a gun for hire, contracted to protect this family from assailants such as these 5 individuals. Until now, Anderson has been portrayed in an unflattering light, lacking manners and being an unpleasant person overall. He's constantly drunk and seems to be a shell of his former self. This causes Red Bill, as well as us, the viewing audience, to question whether Anderson is even worth employing as a guardian. As we enter the scene, Red Bill and Anderson have been shown to have opposing ideologies, yet this moment has brought the two together as uncommon allies due to a shared mutual objective, safeguarding the family. Any doubts pertaining to Anderson, or more precisely his ability to successfully repel these intruders, as his reputation suggests, that may still linger are swiftly extinguished within just a few short lines of dialogue. Upon entering the scene, our view of him as a drunkard is reinforced when we find out by his own admittance that he left the homestead to pick up a bottle of booze. His next action, dropping the tailgate of his cart seemingly out of nowhere, is a masterclass in character building without any wasted dialogue. Although a bit peculiar at the time, this action serves as the catalyst toward remediating our initial assessment of him, eventually leading us to completely re-evaluate Anderson's entire character within the few short bits of dialogue and visual cues that follow. This marks another key moment where Anderson is shown to perhaps be more than we initially judged him as, although the full affirmation is yet to come. And finally, we come to the most critical juncture of the scene. At this precise moment, Anderson's dialogue and visual cues both shift pointedly, transitioning from his ambiguous 1- and 2-word answers coupled with a nervous and unsure body language to that of a completely stoic demeanor, with answers that are focused and decisive. No more do his eyes dart about, as if looking to someone else that may answer for him. It's like a switch is flipped inside him. His aura immediately becomes intent and confident, and his attention is now completely locked onto this potential threat. Let's look at the entire scene to get a complete assessment of this marvelous storytelling.
Well, you look pretty this morning, young lady. Hello, young man.
Hey, leave her alone.
Oh, are you two sweethearts? Maybe you should warn her about walking around in such a state of undress. What he could do to a man. Hey. Now, that's a pretty aggressive gesture, boy.
Get out of here.
You're shaking. Why don't you just put the gun down and maybe you won't get hurt, huh?
Hello, folks.
Where were you?
I went to get breakfast. I thought I told you to stay in the house, boy.
Who the hell is this, your mama? What's that for?
Makes it easier to get your bodies in.
You're James Anderson, ain't you?
Sometimes.
The man who's killed over 100 people.
Give or take.
And the Johnson gang? How many of them did you mark on there?
All of them.
They killed my brother. Guys, let's get the hell out of here.